Here recently, there's been a massive push by many to normalize the use of unlocked tools, granting players access to camos, attachments, and other in-game digital items that they would have otherwise had to purchase or spend time, effort, and hard work grinding, like many others do, with many left wondering why exactly are many people trying to normalize the use of unlocked tools, with one camp claiming it's just pixels in a game and gives no real advantage against your opponents in Call of Duty, and the other camp feeling that it just diminishes and depreciates the hard work and effort that they've put in grinding their camos legitimately. So let's address the elephant in the room and figure out exactly why people are trying to normalize the use of an unlocked tool on a video that begins right now.
I know I've been quiet for a minute, I've been grinding still in it, I've been counting these digits, excuse me. I know I've been quiet for a minute, but
What's up, what's good YouTube? Hope all is well and welcome back to the channel. I'm hopping. Recently over on Twitter, I posted a poll asking a very simple question. Is using an unlock tool on Call of Duty cheating? With the answers being yes, no, or show me the results. And well, I got some bad news for you folks. Over 11% of the Call of Duty community is
very special.
Maybe not willingly, but they're definitely on the spectrum, because while using an unlock tool doesn't directly cheat your fellow player, I know exactly why the TikTok YY macro and dad never loved me types are pushing for the normalization of the unlocked tools and their usage. But to understand that, we gotta go back a few years. I gotta tell you a story about a cheat provider that went by the name of Golden Gun Cheats. And when they burst onto the market in late Verdansk, they made the push to capture as many customers as humanly possible. And one of the ways that they accomplished this feat, and very quickly might I add, was to take and code the unlock tool into their standard loader. Same menu as the aimbot, same as the wall hacks, and they actually included it in their base price, which at the time was like $40. Up until they did that, if somebody wanted to use an unlock tool, they had two options. One was called RET, but it was limited to one Activision ID, meaning that if you got banned, you're ass out. So you couldn't rage hack or hard cheat. It was mostly for closet cheaters. And the only other option was for artificial aiming, but you had to be in their invite-only premium program that meant buying and using their product for months, if not years, before having access to those features. So when Golden Gun added it to their standard package, it disrupted the entire provider industry so heavily that every other provider had to go out, get the code, and add it to their menus as well. I mean, from a customer standpoint, who's going to pay more for less? Golden Gun captured a very large market share pulling that move. And ever since then, 99% of people using unlock tools have had access to cheats, aimbot, wall hacks. It's just a matter if they're using it or not. But some point out that a lot of people have had their accounts tooled, meaning somebody else with unlocked tool cheats signed on to that account and unlocked the items that they wanted, or in a lot of cases paid for. But the issues with having somebody do that is that the hardware ID that they're signed on is now attached to the account ID. And when that person doing the unlock service gets banned, so does that tooled account. Man, let's be honest, Activision's gonna pop the unlock tool and all the things that they consider theft before anything else, because it's directly cutting into their profit. Do I feel like an unlock tool in itself is cheating? No, I don't. But in the same breath, I know we can't normalize the use of it, because if we do, then every time somebody gets banned for actually cheating, which to be fair, most of them are, using walls and an aimbot too, they're always going to be able to say, hey man, I wasn't cheating. It was just an unlock tool for the camos. And you and I both know we've never seen an average player, or even below average player, that's used an unlock tool, but just happens to have the moral fiber that causes them to steal, but not turn on the cheats they paid for. Yeah, it sounds about as dumb as me believing that Nuke Jesus got into all those cheat provider discords that require active subscription to the cheats by any other means than buying the cheats. Just look at the Activision IDs, maybe they don't match.
And here we go.
I mean, listen, if you're gonna cover the topics that we covered, you gotta know that the creator's drawing that experience from somewhere. And if it ain't from personal experience, it's most likely bullshit. But hey, what do I know? I'm just the guy that's got experience of what it's like deep in the trenches in enemy territory. But enough about faceless waste of time. Never must be so much I call a shame, should name himself call a shameless cocksucker. But in all reality, who the fuck cares? Make your money, boo-boo.
Damn.
But back to the topic at hand, which is a lot of these community orgs are trying so hard to normalize it because they know it's a lot easier to allow it than police it, and don't want to end up like Dare Rising biting the big one after countless times of having to sweep under the rug their biggest creators, getting caught cheating.
What did he say?
Kiss my ass. I miss them sometimes. I'm not perfect. yet. Take, for example, the Twitter post that brought me to making this video and questioning why is everybody trying to normalize the usage of an unlock tool. A kid from an org called Enter the Pack advocated for the use of an unlock tool. I asked this kid numerous times in the comments of my post, which unlock tool are you using that's standalone, meaning which one do you have that doesn't come with cheats? And we went back and forth, but the kid still couldn't answer the question. So I tagged his team asking if this is behavior that they condone. And no, before you ask me, I'm not above publicly shaming somebody. Trust me, nobody would spare me a second before doing the same if I was out there doing some Fugazi shit. And to my surprise, this team owner responded to me in a DM and even popped by my stream to say hi. But then later on, I noticed that I saw more guff from his kids than, listen, they gotta be children, no adults this low IQ. But they were still saying some of the dumbest shit without answering the question. Which unlock tool comes standalone that you happen to be using? Spoiler alert, after a little bit of research, they aren't using a standalone unlock tool. So I went back to reach out to the content lead of Enter the Pack. I'm Rise, the guy that came in my stream, to explain how I think he needs to address a few of his players, and I wanted to do it in a professional way, behind the scenes, so they can't accuse me of throwing him under the bus for clicks and views. But then I saw that he sent me a message that I happened to miss. Anybody want to guess what it said? It was a request to remove the post that his player made that happened to make his org and that player look like a bunch of cheating tool bags. Imagine that? So I responded with, sorry, just saw this, brother. Then I asked, how long has he been the lead for Enter the Pack? I don't want to assign blame on a guy for signing a couple cheaters when he didn't even know. But he responded by telling me he was in the team about a year ago for a long time, but then they put everything on hold. But now that they've got everything settled in and they're back full force, that he'd become the lead just a little bit ago. Then asked why. Why do I ask? What's up? And as you'll see by this guy's lack of response, I think he already knows exactly what's up, as do many of these orgs. You know what? I'm actually just going to read the messages since we're not trying to sweep shit under the rug. My homie Caps Lock's going through basically the same thing, just being appointed lead of Solar HQ. And same as him, I fear you have some cleaning house to do. I'm gonna be honest, brother, and you might want to reach out to Caps. Again, just trying to keep it professional. Maybe Caps might be able to help him. He does have quite an eye for competitive integrity. He's doing a good job with Solar. As you'll see later on in the message, this guy doesn't respond, so at this point, I don't give a fuck. But I go on to say, a lot of the players in your org are cheating. I can promise you that. The reason a lot of these kids want an unlock tool normalized is so when they do get banned for cheating, they can use the line, it was just an unlock tool, as Activision doesn't publicly list why a player was banned. You've got team members willing to reach out to me with Discord links to servers selling cheats. I'm not Call of Shame or one of those YouTubers that just says whatever's gonna get me views. I've worked on the provider side too. I got guys like Phantom Overlays owner Ziebler in the context, should I not know the answer to a question. And there isn't a provider that sells a standalone unlocker that doesn't use the same loader as the one you'd use with aimbot and walls. In short, there's a 99% chance that if there's tooling going on, then they're doing the other shit too. I mean, have you ever seen an average player using an unlock tool? No, because that player now has access along with their unlock tools to become a better player than average artificially, which was all sent Tuesday, the 25th around 7 p.m. Almost 4 days later, as you can see, he still hasn't responded to me. So to answer the question we came here to answer, why are people trying to normalize the use of unlock tools? It's so they can normalize all aspects of cheating by having a scapegoat in the unlock tool. One thing that could fix this would be Activision, start publicly stating why somebody got banned, but I bet that's asking too much trouble. But I hope asking you to like the video if you enjoyed it isn't too much trouble. And if you want to see more content just like this or to be notified when I go live, make sure that you're subscribed to the channel with the notification bells enabled. And with that, you've made it through another video. In the wise words of world-renowned hacker Kevin Mitnick, to some of these people, I'll always be the bad guy. Catch you guys on the next one. Mahalo.
What is you doing? Finna go hard, hard, hard. Ice on my neck, ice on my wrist. That for the squad. Know they gon' hate. Do what I tell them. Get on your jaw. Work on smooth. I got the moves. I swear to God. Hey, I just dropped 200.